Chapter. Let's cross now to Ali Mustafa. He's standing by live. He's been following the event here in Istanbul. Ali, I assume we've got you there. Now, Turkey has taken over the seat of the OIC chair for the next 2 years. What proposals and contributions does Erdogan hope to offer in the next term?
Well, Sally, he made it very clear. This was a platform, this was a stage that was set for Erdogan. Erdogan takes pride in Muslim leaders, Muslim countries coming together, and he made it a point. He made it clear that the OIC has to go beyond being just a symbolic gathering of Muslim countries and Muslim leaders from across the world to actually translating this symbolism to action. He wants the OIC to be active. He emphasized that Muslims have to take care of their own issues. He said that why are others interfering? Why do we need help from outsiders? A clear reference to what is happening in Syria, even though he didn't mention Syria much in his closing remarks, and also on the various issues that are ongoing currently in the Muslim world. He mentioned occupied Karabakh, and he said that despite various UN resolutions being passed in favor of Azerbaijan, that conflict remains unresolved. He also mentioned Kosovo. He mentioned specifically the Palestinian territories, and he said that the will of the Palestinian people needs to be recognized, and that conflict needs to be resolved. The occupation needs to end. He also mentioned Jammu and Kashmir, that disputed frozen conflict between India and Pakistan that has been going on for decades now. And he said that the will of the Kashmiri people should also be recognized, and the OIC should play an active role in it.
And Ali, it also, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan spoke of those three themes that he was particularly concerned about. They include sectarianism, racism and terrorism. How much of that do you think he's referring to his own domestic issues and policies in Turkey?
Well, Sally, the domestic issue, and he did mention specifically, you raise a very good point, he said specifically that the organization focused on three trends that are plaguing, that are afflicting the challenges that the Muslim world faces. He spoke of terrorism, he spoke of sectarianism, and he spoke of racism. On sectarianism, he said that those who kill other Muslims cannot be Muslims themselves, but they kill in the name of God. He reiterated a stance that he made clear during the conference. He said, I am not Shia, I am not Sunni, I am Muslim. And he emphasized that unless and until Muslims rise above these divisions, these sectarian divisions of being Shia or Sunni, they will always be mired in conflict. He also mentioned terrorism, specifically that terrorism is terrorism. You can't differentiate between a good terrorist and a bad terrorist. He was alluding to Daesh. He also spoke of the PKK, the PYD, the YPG, and he used some choice words for Russia. He said that these organizations are internationally recognized as terrorists. The PYD is carving out a state in northern Syria. As we know, it has declared independent states in northern Syria. The PKK, he said, has killed hundreds of Turkish citizens, hundreds of Kurdish citizens as well have died in that conflict between the outlawed PKK, which is considered a terrorist group by Turkey, and Turkish armed forces. And yet, these two groups, which are interlinked ideologically, logistically, according to the Turkish state, according to President Erdogan, are being allowed to open an offices in Russia. He said, how could Russia or any country allow a terrorist organization to open offices and condone those activities? So he said that terrorism cannot be differentiated between, that you cannot just declare Daesh as a terrorist organization and not declare the PKK or the PYD as not a terrorist organization. He emphasized particularly that terrorism is terrorism, and it has no space in civilization and the civilized world.
Okay, Ali, thank you very much for that detailed wrap there. That's Ali Mustafa in Istanbul.